Good afternoon. This part of this afternoon starts with some information of the World Congress, which will be next summer, this summer, July 2025, in Vancouver. This is the World Congress website. I'm not going through the website, but I just wanted these slides which are going on the website to be at the background first, so that you can see 3 pictures from the place where we'll have the World Congress. It is in UBC, University of British Columbia in Vancouver. And it is a remarkable place. And here is the overview of it. This is the logo created for the World Congress. And the mountains are very famous in Vancouver. I think it's called Twin Peaks, probably, or something like that. So we will have the 12th World Congress of the Theosophical Society, and it is a 5-day program. And next is, after that, 2 days is the 5th Theosophical Order of Service Conference. The theme of the World Congress can be seen on the bottom of the advertisement of it. And the theme is Towards Insight and Wholeness, our role in shaping the future. And the TOS conference theme is the role of service in shaping the future. As said, the length of these events are 5 days, and then the TOS 2 days. And one can attend both or either of their part.
Yeah, at this point, at least one of those speakers you already know, but these are the people who are going to be some of our featured speakers. Myself will be there, I'll be there. Michael Gomes, Michael Gomes is getting a round of applause. I'll have to tell him that. He's really a wonderful historian for the Theosophical Society's history. And then Elizabeth May says author, activist, lawyer in Canada, but she's also the head of the Green Party in Canada. And she's someone who comes from a theosophical background, and her work in her political life even has been influenced by the exposure to theosophy. We are finding, as we saw the other night with Governor Ravi, that theosophy has a way of finding its way into every area of life. So she's active in that sphere in Canada, and she'll be speaking. Mitch Horowitz is a New Yorker. He was formerly the chief editor for Penguin's Body, Mind, Spirit Press. He's a rather remarkable man in terms of the scope of his awareness of occultism, the esoteric histories of these different movements in the world, specifically in the Western world. And then also, some of you might be aware of a longtime theosophist by the name of Stephen Heller. He is a remarkable authority, particularly in terms of Gnosticism. He lives in Los Angeles. Actually, he lives right there where the old Crotona used to be in Hollywood. But he's a remarkable person, and he has this memory and association with so many of the major people in the Theosophical Society in the last century, really. He's an older man, but he's vibrant at this point. So I've asked him to come and perhaps to reminisce. I think it's quite valuable sometimes to touch base with people whose roots go deeper than ours. So these are some of the speakers that will be there. Other parts of the program we're still defining, because we want to be sure that it is also, like the programs we have here, something that is allows for plenty of interaction among members. We don't want it to be something where you're just being herded from talk to talk. Have a chance to meet with people who are coming from around the world to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Theosophical Society's founding. It was founded in North America, and for that reason, we decided to keep it in that part of the world. But for those of you who have not yet made up your mind about going, I'd urge you to do so. I mean, for one reason, the people you will see, the people you will connect with, and even friends that you may have known over the years, when is it going to happen again? And so that's one reason. I can tell you this too, because Maria, myself, Lily, were there to examine the campus before we decided that we were actually going to hold it there. And I can tell you, the rooms that are actually the least expensive rooms are the ones that have full glass windows, and what you're looking out on is those mountains that she showed. I mean, it's a view of that you couldn't pay money for anyplace else, and that's the introductory level rooms. So it's something that's affordable at all rates, and if you start putting away a little bit every month now, I'm sure that I'll be able to see you there in July. You're supposed to say yes. All right. At least Francisco's saying yes. Go ahead, Maria.
Okay, some highlights here. In the opening, we always have greetings and all those things which belong to the Theosophical gathering, starting of the gatherings. But there will also be nations welcoming. Canada is very multinational country, and they have all nations there which will have their own way of welcoming big gatherings together. And of course, this 150 years celebration of Theosophy, and also the 100 years of TS in Canada, 100 plus years. And they have, the Canada will arrange their programs one afternoon and evening. And we have these main lecturers as mentioned, and many sessions which will be of interest and interaction, as mentioned a minute ago. And one afternoon will be a half-day outing in this wonderful campus, and you can choose them where you go. And here are options of half-day outings. As well, I will not, in this gathering, I will not go through all the options for half-day outing. You can choose them yourselves when you register or when you arrive to UBC. After the World Congress, it is possible to go to a full-day tour, and that you have to book when you register. I mean, to indicate that you want to attend something, so that the organizers of Canada can reserve enough buses and so on. So all these, when you click in the website, you click these pictures, you can see the explanations of them and how much the day course is and so on. How to attend. This is quite important to notice if you have not yet gone through the info letter, which explains in detail how to attend. There are two steps. One is you have to register, and the second one is you reserve accommodation. They are two separate actions. And only when you register and pay, after that payment, the system in UBC will send you the invitation letter, which you can then use with the visa applications. So this is important to notice. You may do the registration, but if you finish it before paying, you don't yet get the invitation. you have to then add something and pay. You don't have to start the registration from the beginning, but to continue where you were. And so this reservation have to be paid when you plan to come. The second one, accommodation, you can reserve, but you pay it only when you arrive to the hotel or the place. But the system asks credit card information, so if one doesn't cancel, but just let it be, then they perhaps take a little fine. Is it called fine? But one can reserve accommodation and cancel it, was it even 1 week before coming, which is very short notice, but that is how it works.
Marja, you also need to stress the idea that for those who are going to be coming from abroad, which is everybody here because nobody here is from Canada, it will be important to arrange for your visa. And there is a letter that will accompany your registration that is an official letter. And so it makes the visa process easier.
And in this website, you can look all the accommodations, view the pictures like any hotel reservations. And now on the this result, you see suites and budget rooms. How can I? Up there, select property. You can change the arrival day, departure day, and how many adults or how many persons you will be in the room which you will be reserving. Because the cost is room-wise. The room can have 2 persons and one, it costs only, it's the cost of the room, not per person. So like here, if we select this Signature Studio at Gates Suite, it shows here immediately how much these rooms costs within the dates which you had selected, and with the taxes that belong to the hotel things. So this is very easy, and you can change dates, change how many in the rooms. You can search as many times as you decide. And only when you are happy with the accommodation, then you fill up further information. I think that's enough. Okay, so we receive monthly reports from the UBC, how many have registered. And the last one we received 23rd December. And we have now 217 plus 12, what does it mean? 239 reservations for registrants. And this includes the Indian kind of 100 attendees. And this number includes also those 37 who have not paid their fee, but they have started the registration. And TOS has already 62 persons attending that one. And here are the countries, how many from each country is coming. It may be a bit small for you to see, but anyway, we see India, 113. Who is the next record? Canada. United States, 34. New Zealand, 11. Wow. These kind of summaries we get each month with details. And this is the organizing team. We have team in Adyar and the Canada team. This is hosted by Canada, but the kind of program logistics is and planning are by Adyar. And here you may see some familiar faces. Yeah.
We are only 5 Brazilians, and we will be much more, of course. But one doubt, well, we all will go to the cheapest room. The best view is the cheapest room or the second cheapest room. You are 2 people together.
Yeah.
You have to register the 2 people together. If one cancel, how is that procedure?
Ouch. Well, oh yeah, in that case, if the room is reserved but there is only one person, that cancellation has to be informed to UBC. So they will arrange any matching, where they will not give a stranger to that other bed. But the room is the same rate, because the double bedroom is, it has one rate. But in the cheap accommodations, there are 1 bedrooms, not 2, but one.
Yes, one side, one the other side, right? Well, at least I have chosen which one I will share with.
Okay.
And some other Brazilians, we are making the pairs that.
Okay.
And the question is, do we have to register together to assure that we will be together?
No, registrations is individual. Accommodation is by room. Every individual have to register themselves. But when you reserve this room with 2 persons, you do it like once together.
Yes, so the 2 people have to book the accommodation together to guarantee that they will be together.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One room with couple can be allowed. One room, single bed, but couple can be accommodated. That is my question.
Cheaper part is 1 person, 1 room. But they share the kitchen area and some bathrooms.
But there are rooms that have larger sized beds. For instance, the suites tend to have large beds. That would accommodate 2 people in that 1 room easily. And there's also a pull-out futon in those rooms that could accommodate 3 people. So anything that you pay now will be paid at today's rate. If it is not paid, it becomes whatever the active rate is at the time that payment is actually made. So if you pay now, whatever today's rate with the Indian rupee as against the Canadian dollar, that's exactly how much, you'll know exactly how much you are paying. If you wait and pay later on, perhaps the rupee will be more valuable, but you don't know. So if you want to lock it in, then you pay as soon as possible. And then you know.
The Canadian dollars remain the same, and the rates are for our Congress a little cheaper.
Yeah, the room rates don't change, but the rupee and dollar value do.
I have 2 questions. One is whether other Theosophical society on the earth, like Padesana, ULT, ILT, and many other private societies are also there. If I count, there are more than 6 others,
Yeah,
6
they're
or
all-
7. So they are allowed to come?
No, we've talked to all of them. They're all welcome to come.
Okay.
Whether or not there will be some sort of program which they will be presenting, that's still in the works, but they are certainly welcome to come and to participate.
And we have also invited that speaker. We give the chance to that speaker also?
We have not done that yet.
Not done.
No.
I think we should do that. Second thing, what is the difference between convention and Congress? If I'm not finished.
I thought so.
Same speaker I have listened here, right? 5 days there, 5 days here. And it's the same subject, everything is same. So what is the difference? If it is a Congress, it should be the whole world we should invite everybody, speaker from the all other society also.
Right.
So what is the difference between convention and Congress, and why should I come there if there is no difference?
Well, if there's no difference, then probably you've already heard it. But there is. I mean, I'm sure, have you ever heard Stephen Heller speak? Have you ever heard Mitch Horowitz? Have you ever been in the presence of the head of the Canadian Green Party who was raised as a theosophist? I mean, if all of that is part of your background, and if you feel that the one time you were around them, they exhausted everything that they have to share, then of course, this would be a waste of time. But these are individual choices. This is going to be an event, if you were to have my point, and I'm not through either. If you wanted to have my point of view, it would be this, that,
There is one more difference.
yeah, I got that one in the beginning.
There is one more difference also. World Congress is only like 7 years cycle, and they are always in different continents of the world. The previous one was in Singapore, in Asia. Before that, it was in Rome, and before that, it was in Sydney. At one time, it was in South America, in Brazil. It has been in Nairobi 1 year, in Salzburg in the earlier years. So this is number 12 every 7 years.
Good evening, sir. I have already reserved my room. Only now I have come to know that it can be shared. So will it be possible to share when I come to Vancouver?
Sharing the room.
Rearrange.
No, it has to be informed early.
Now.
Well, when
You can inform them and then make arrangements, but you can't do it. I think you can't just arrive and then.
Can I redo it now with somebody else?
Yes, you can. I mean, you're able to cancel at any time, so you can cancel and re-register for that.
And if there are very special cases, we have Sarah van Vloten, who will have all the details if there are some problems or specifics. She will help by email, and the email is also in the website.
So I'll have to do it now, cancel it and re-register with another person.
Or at least make contact with them, tell them what it is that you want to do, and then they'll be able to arrange.
Contact at the email provided in the site.
Yeah, they're very good about answering.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we have another program that's scheduled. Okay?
That's all.
Okay. Thank you all, and we'll see you in Canada.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Hello, dear brothers and sisters. Hi. Yeah. So I'm Francis, and this year I'll be doing the report for the WFYT, mostly about the programs and activities that we have done, not only just this past year, and also the future one as well. So we will start on a brief history of the WFYT, very short one. So WFYT is actually the short form for the World Federation of Young Theosophists. And it's a funny thing because some of us do spell it wrong. Right? There's the WYFT, WTFY. Very confusing, but it is the WFYT, World Federation of Young Theosophists. And it was started in the year 1923. So if you would know that it did actually went dormant in 1999, and it was reactivated by a group of passionate young members in 2022. And if you have realized, if you are very mathematical, you have known that this World Federation of Young Theosophies has been 101 years this year. And you may have realized, I think the past 2 years, it has been Elena that was doing the reports. And it is because now I'm here, is because we have just elected a new board just last November. So we have Bethan from the UK, Elmer from the Netherlands, Leota from Australia, Merike from Estonia, and now India as well. Just received her diploma from Indian section. Stephanie from Bolivia, Vignesh from India, and myself from Singapore. So let's take a look at the programs and projects that is ongoing and all has been done. So there's quite a bit here. So one of the first one is astrology study class, which is still ongoing. This is led by Elena and a few of the young members that talks about astrologies and individually and of course as a whole. I think recently there is a new post yesterday about the whole year, astrological updates for the whole year. And of course there is At the Feet of the Master study class. So the thing is, most of these, there's no laser. No, there is. It doesn't reflect. It's okay. So most of the programs are done online on Zoom because we are all over the world. So the At the Feet of the Master class is done by Seth from DC, the United States. And then we had the Practical Occultism bi-weekly discussion as well on Zoom. The leadership program is an interesting one. If you have not come across, is about having a resource for the young theosophists who has the aspiration to serve in their lodge in leadership positions. And also, of course, information for the young members who wants to start a lodge or even study groups in their area. Because I think it is quite a big world and not everyone could go to the nearest lodge. It could be really, really far away. So this one is a good resource, and it is going to be completed soon, I think in the next few months. And then we also have the weekly group meditation, and this one is actually by Brendan from Singapore. And there is also an active Spanish group discussion as well. And of course, podcast interviews, there will be a few pictures later showing it. And of course, if you have known before, the Lucifer magazine from the early days by HPB. So it was actually sort of reactivated, not really reactivated, we just made it and called it the Young Lucifer magazine. And there will be a picture for it. And then one of the last ones would be a children's book. It is a 7-book series and led by Merike. And at least 7 books, actually. That's what she says. It's at least 7 books. And it's still in the works of writing, and then followed by the illustration. So there is a picture on the astrology study class. This is on Zoom. And by the way, all these are recorded on our YouTube channel. So it is a resource for anyone who wants to look at it. And then this is the cover of the magazine, Young Lucifer magazine, the first issue. And then the podcast interviews. All these are also recorded on YouTube as well. Practical Occultism, also recorded. I'm really happy with Zoom. It's really good. And then we'll touch on the youth gatherings. I think, let's see, we have done 6 youth gatherings so far. And of course, there was some overlap between the Indian section's youth gatherings before. So we actually have 2 in ITC Netherlands, 3 in Adyar, and the bold one at 2024 is now. They just passed. And Boali once. So this is a picture of the first gathering in Naden in 2022. I think some of us are there. Nicoletta is there as well. Krista is there as well. Medicare is there as well. It was a very cold summer. You see all of us are wearing the scarves and all, the shawls and all. And this one was facilitated and taught by Vic Hauchin from Philippines about self-transformation over Zoom. That's an interesting one. It can be done over Zoom, okay? And then this is the first one in ADIA with international members. This was still managed and planned and organized by the Bangalore Lodge, I think by Malini. And this one was about the book about the hidden side of hidden side of things. Yes. And then the third one in Naden, 2023. This one was with Kurt Leland about Devas and Men's Corporation. And then last December in Adyar, this one was on the book Spiritual Life by Annie Besant. And then this one is in Boali, the Himalayan Study Center, just last June. And a few more pictures here. This is our arrival at the Himalayan Study Center. I think it was a 6 hours train ride from Delhi. But we took the nice carriage. It's really good. You know, you have tea, snacks, instant noodles. Not very healthy, but at least we have all those things, and it was fun. After the 6 hours train and then a 2 hours car ride or something, that's crazy, but it was worth it. And then a Spanish group. I think Yasmin and Andrea from Mexico, Catalina and Yuna, Colombia, and then you have Sara and Arturo from Spain. Interesting. And then a very rigorous discussion about spirituality or life while overlooking the hills and mountains. It's a beautiful place. And then, of course, the gathering just last week here with 35 members, or 35 participants. And this was one of the last days picture that we all stood together in a circle. And then a last minute preparation of the performance, because all of us come from different places, so all of us have to come together for the time, the free time that we can. We squeeze time all together and try and come up with a program that works for everyone. And then, of course, miraculously, everything really falls nicely all together. The people, the music, the teamwork is really so wonderful, you know. And then a McDonald's trip. We were so surprised with the menu in McDonald's with the vegetarian burgers. We don't really see it in my country, at least, not in Australia, but very nice. There's like, I think at least a dozen types of vegetarian burgers. If you like, you can try it. It's really good. So we also had eco-project volunteering during the youth gathering this year. So 2 things that we have done. One is actually helping out at Occult Bungalow, and the other one is riverside cleaning with Medicare. So here are some pictures about planting at the Occult Bungalow. And also riverside cleaning. I think most of you would have seen the state of the riverside. Or how many of you haven't seen it? Oh my gosh, you got to see it. It is really eye-opening. And it really got me wondering, why are there so much plastic caps, but I don't see the bottles? And they're so small, and they get through all the nets and all the stuff, and they get stuck under the soil so easily. And I think this is 2 days' work. And of course, with Medicaid's work as well, she started, I think, on the first day by herself. They were supposed to be 3 days, but because of some mix-up with the Orchard Bungalow, she started on the first day by herself, and then another 2 days. And this is what we did. And the thing is, what is so unforgettable is that on the last day when we shared about our experiences about the youth gathering, one of the young member who is 17 years old, who was part of the river cleaning, she said, you know, it is so heart-wrenching to know that over the 2 days, with so many bags of trash, we have only cleared, I think, about a 20-meter stretch of the river. And that is with maybe 10 to 15 of us. And this is really so heart-wrenching because we never know how long it will take for all these things to be cleared out without tackling the root cause. But all these things have been washing up. It's not what we throw there. It has been washing up. So a 17-year-old has said that. And that really got me thinking a lot about this. And of course, a very proud moment, I think, by Barath, one of the members. You know, from the part just now, all this trash, he actually clear up to look like this. So amazing. And let us touch on the future plans. We are actually starting a Light on the Path study group. This is actually a follow-up for At the Feet of the Master study group. So it's also by Seth from DC. And also to restart the meditation group with Pablo Sender. This has been ongoing, but then because of some scheduling and communication parts about different time zones, so it was paused at the moment, but we are looking to restart it. And of course, the next thing that we are looking at is the youth gathering in ITC Naden the coming June. And then also another one, the monthly service sharing group. This is a new initiative that we are still discussing about, is to have the youth come together to discuss about the things or the services that we have rendered. I think one of the privilege I had to visit Philippines last August, there is met Reka from Philippines. She had actually done a lot of work with providing food or tackling the malnutrition issues for the kids in the slums. And the thing is, you know, as much as for us we can do, there will definitely be limitations based on our experience. And really meeting different members that has served so much and the experiences, like, I think the most mind-blowing is the part where she says that, you know, malnutrition is not just feeding the kids. You got to educate the parents. You got to teach the parents skills so that they can get income and job, so that the kids could also get the nutrition by themselves in the family. So there is a very strategic approach to that. And the thing is, it's really difficult to just come out on our own just by doing that. And this monthly service sharing group will be a platform for us to learn from those that has done before, so that we can actually get a kind of a foundation without actually going too much, wasting resources. And the last point here, the virtual assistance volunteer project, is something that Krista actually brought up at least 1 year ago. I think you have mentioned it for a long time. And we do think that it is a constant problem. Okay, let me describe a little bit about this. How many of you here from your lodge has limited resources for technical support? Russia, right? So for example, website creation or website design. We're not talking about super fanciful websites. Just creating a website that has basic information for anyone in the area that wants to look for a TS, a lodge, or the section. This will be a good one. Why? We would actually look at recruiting or getting a list of members, at least young or any age, that has expertise in technical or digital support, website designs, video editing, or even has experience with creating social media accounts. I think these are actually very important. And even going to the extent of updating the pages with new activities, upcoming activities and programs. So this is something that we are looking to start, and in discussions already with Mike from Australia. So we would be actually hoping that this project would help many lodges be more accessible and more visible to people who are searching for the TS in their area. So this is actually the program, the future plans, the future plans. And we are currently having young members from 33 different countries. By the way, there's a donation QR code hidden at the side to support our programs, okay, if you want to donate. We have current membership of 215 registered in the WFYT, but of course, we've actually seen a lot more young members here this year who are not registered with it because it's more like a different database from the lodges. So we are still working on it to get young TS members to sign up for the World Federation of Young Theosophists database. And then we have something like the alumni. This is still in discussion as well. We have to pass it as a constitution. So we have alumni up to like 45 years old or something like that. But we are still in discussion. But so currently, we have almost 200, okay, not almost. We have 245 members. Not too bad. And this actually will be the last slide. And I think I'm on time as well for tea break. Yeah, here. And thank you very much. Love and light to you all. Tea break.